I'm Kev.
And I'm Steve.
And we're from the internet.
Want to get every episode of We're From The Internet at least a day earlier than the iTunes and Stitcher folk? Head over to we'refromtheinternet.com/pledge to support us on Patreon, and as well as early access, we'll throw in an exclusive weekly show just for our patrons too.
What would happen if we nuked the sun?
If we what, the sun?
Nuked it.
Nuked it? What,
Yeah.
newspaper or the big thing up in the sky?
Shall we assume the newspaper first, and then we'll get onto the sun afterwards?
I like that. That's comedy formatting now. I approve of that.
So yeah, I think the world would be better off if we nuked the Sun newspaper, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Does the world at large... Do all countries have papers like this, or is this just a British thing?
I think all papers have a really, really, really dumb paper that too many people inexplicably read.
But is it as racist and awful as the Sun is?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure every country has its own racist, stupid...
To the point where
moronic paper.
there are cities in the UK where you can't get that news... you wouldn't be able to buy that newspaper in Liverpool, for example, because
they basically said, Liverpool, you're all scum who tried to kill each other. And it's
Yeah.
like, no, we didn't. And then they were like, yes, you did. And then it turned out that
Yeah.
the paper was lying.
But how has a newspaper managed to survive, 25 years of not being... of 25 years ago, they stopped being sold in one of the major cities in the country. But for some reason, it's probably still the biggest paper in circulation, isn't it? It still has naked ladies in it every day, doesn't
Well, that's
it?
one reason people buy it, I think, because they put a pair of boobs.
Well, the
a couple
internet
of pages
exists
in.
now.
I know, but people are stupid, aren't they, about that sort of thing? I've got a mate who used to read it because it had boobs in it, and you'd think, well, just get the internet.
Or a girlfriend.
Their sport coverage is the equivalent of Sky Sports News, which is good and bad. They're both sort of tacky, but they get a lot of sports coverage, and I imagine that's a lot of reason for people to buy it. But all of their policies and news and attempts at being intelligent are incredibly dumb. And
Of course, the downside is I assume they're based in London, and I would imagine if we nuked London, there'd be consequences for us.
yeah, that wouldn't be
maybe.
very good. I did one of those. Have you seen this map on Google where it tells you if a nuke went off there, how far the...
You've tried to tell me about it before,
Yeah.
and I'm not interested.
where
Either it's going to kill me or it's not. I don't want to know in advance.
Well, we're all right. I already,
Oh, goody.
Yeah, I've checked. They'd have to nuke Melton Mowbray with one of the world's most powerful nukes.
So
for
what
us
if they
to be-
just nuked us?
Well, yeah, there's that.
Why were you
but-
checking? I wonder what will happen if they nuke Melton Mowbray.
Well, no, I was checking the biggest population areas.
That's not Melton Mowbray. Peterborough is down the road.
well,
It's bigger than
no,
Melton Mowbray.
it was kind of like that area. Melton Mowbray was within the circle. If they nuked Peterborough, there's no real reason to do it. The population and what's there isn't
But
very
there's
good.
more people in Peterborough than in Melton Mowbray.
But there was a
Or-
reason. There was something that
So
was based near there that
what,
I saw.
Stilton cheese or pork pie?
No, there was some
Someone's
kind of
trying to
military advantage. I
destroy
can't
our
remember what it
culture.
was, but I was basically looking for military advantages. And
There's
there
two
was
RAF bases within spitting distance of Peterborough.
Okay, well, if they nuked them, we'd probably be screwed. But
Yes, we would.
looking at this thing, if we nuked London, my poor parents and my whole family are within pretty much all of the fallout zones. They live in a horrible place where they're next to a massive oil refinery. If that blew up, that would take out the whole area. If London blew up, that would take out the whole area. They're basically in the most risky place of
Have
the
you
UK.
suggested to them they should move house?
I have. They don't really care. They don't see it as an issue. But yeah, you can get one of those ones that... You've seen the film True Lies with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
No, because
Nuke
it's got
goes off in the
Arnold
background of that.
Schwarzenegger in it.
He's giving his missus a hug while a nuke goes off in the background.
Well, how does he not
That.
die then?
Must have been a small one.
I don't think there is such a thing as a small one, is there?
There must be.
I don't really understand. In an episode of 24, there's a nuke that goes off in the middle of the desert, the Mojave Desert, and I'm thinking, well, surely that's still going to kill people for miles around, isn't it? There's still going to be nuclear fallout over Vegas and over most of California. And
Well, no, they let off loads of nukes around the world, haven't they, already? There's a video
don't
you
they
can
normally
watch.
do it under the sea, though?
Well, there's a video you can watch where they let them all off, and not all of them are under the sea. Although I'm pretty sure they're nuking some sort of undersea race when they're doing that. They keep nuking the same
Yeah,
part
that's
of their
what they did
ocean.
to Atlantis, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's it. There's
The
some
Little
sort of-
Mermaid's down there. Nemo's down there. And they're determined not to let anyone find him.
That's where his little mutant fin came from. Survived that. But yeah, I think the world would be a better place if there's no Sun newspaper, and as long as the Daily Mail went with them, we'd be all right. If you nuke the actual sun in the sky...
Oh, I thought you meant your son for a second there.
No, if you nuked him, I'd be a little bit pissed.
Okay.
But,
Well, yeah, I would assume you'd be close enough to him to be taken out by it as well. You're never far enough. Have you ever been far enough away from your son where if he got nuked, you'd survive.
Yeah, I've been in different countries to him before.
Have you?
A couple of times.
When do you? I've never known you go to a different country.
I went to Austria about 3 weeks ago.
Blowed if I remember.
But yeah, if you nuke the actual sun, wouldn't it just not really make a difference?
I don't know. Would it not blow up and catch
No,
fire
'cause
and
it's,
stuff?
it's already a massive nuclear explosion, isn't it? So
I don't really get it.
wouldn't it just become slightly...
What is the sun? Why doesn't it just burn out?
Because it's got a lot of fuel in it.
Can't have that much.
Well, it does.
Surely that just makes it burn more intensely, though. If I filled that mug there with petrol and then filled a dustbin with petrol and set fire to them both, the bin isn't going to burn longer, surely. It's just going to burn more furiously.
If you had a car full of petrol...
Yeah, but that's controlled, isn't it? You're just letting a little bit through at a time. You don't set fire to the petrol tank and see how far your car goes. It lets a little bit through at a time.
Well,
if you're
yeah,
just throwing a match into a bucket full of petrol, it's all going up. It's not just burning off the top layer, surely.
I assume you would, actually. I'm sure it would burn longer. It's just obviously this is the sun. It's massively bigger.
How
and it's
big,
not just
though?
petrol.
What is it?
I can't think.
Gas
It's
as
helium,
well?
isn't it?
I don't
And
know.
hydrogen. Hydrogen was the word I was looking for
Yeah,
originally.
isn't
Carbon.
helium the one that gives you a squeaky voice?
Well, yeah, but it's still only a very low level element. I'm getting all sciencey now,
You
but
are, aren't you?
but yeah, hydrogen at that base.
So is it just a pile of fuel that's on fire? Is that what you're telling me?
essentially, I guess.
Is it a planet?
Elements. No,
I don't really understand then. Why is
it's
it
got a
there?
surface apparently though. It must be. I think it's got like a core made of some sort of.
And why doesn't the
particular
fire
cell.
spread out?
It is. That's why it's that big.
No, why doesn't it keep going? Why is it stopped?
I guess there's only so far it can go.
Says who?
I don't know. It must have some sort of physical limits. I know it's meant to be expanding anyway, isn't it?
I don't know.
I thought they said in like 3 billion years it'll have covered Earth and we'll have been engulfed by the sun.
What, so my plan to live forever as a machine is pointless because the Earth's going to disappear anyway?
Well, part of your plan to live forever as a machine would be to fly away towards Pluto.
Stick me on a flash drive and send me away.
And if you didn't go very fast enough to stop the sun getting you, but slow enough, I was imagining a paper trying to get you in, but slow enough that you don't sort of go into more danger, you'd float out there for a while, wouldn't you?
Is it like the universe's slowest explosion? Because, again, I picture an explosion and you would expect, oh, right, the sun's exploding over there. It'll be here in 2 or 3 minutes, if that.
Well, it's like a nuclear reactor in the middle, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never been there. You've never been there. How does anyone know?
Yeah, they do scans on it and stuff, don't they?
So would you be able
It's
to
got
blow...
crystals on it, apparently.
So what you're saying is you can't blow the sun up because it's already blowing up?
Well, you can't blow it up because it, the
Would a
bomb,
nuke even make it to the
as
sun?
I say, the
would
bomb
it?
would go off before it got there, as I was just about to say. But then if it managed to hit it, it's only going to hit like the heat and explode and just be another. There's explosions on the sun constantly.
Is there?
Yeah.
Why don't they ever make it
solar
here?
Flares. They do. That's what the what's it called? The Northern Lights are.
What? You're blowing my mind.
Solar flares or whatever hitting the radiation hitting the sky, and we've got like a thing around the planet. I can't remember what it's called now, but that's the radiation filters
atmosphere?
through. No, the
The ozone layer?
no. I want to say it's like
The-
corn or something.
The
like that.
lid?
There's something.
The roof of the Earth? Is it like a big greenhouse? That's how my geography teacher described it to me. The Earth is like a big greenhouse. That's why you can grow tomatoes in it all year round.
So yeah, that stops the radiation getting through. That's how we survive.
So shall we nuke the sun?
I want to say Corona, but I don't think that's what it is.
That's a beer, isn't it? Yeah, and part of your eye, isn't it?
Mm.
Don't
But
put beer in your eye, kids.
I don't see what the harm would be if we nuked it. So we should try it out.
Want an extra episode of We're From The Internet every week? Head over to we'refromtheinternet.com/bonus to get an exclusive weekly bonus episode 100% free.